you singing? Yeah,
Am I doing what?
you were singing the other song. Um, I'll be shooting you down as a rap so
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm
easily.
listening.
hmm When the night rider comes around, hey.
Peace and infinite blessings, my beautiful
What's
people.
the
We're back.
vibes like? You already know what it is.
I feel like the Authentic Hippie podcast is like an enigma. You catch it when it's there,
Yeah,
and you miss it when it's not there.
I agree. I definitely been missing talking to the people like this. Have you?
I miss it. Like I love it, but at the same time, like I'm cool with what's been going on too. But yeah, I definitely am excited. I love podcasting and talking shit.
Indeed,
So
indeed, indeed.
yes, I'm excited that we're doing this evening. Um, so
What's your name?
I am Empress Mufasa Bastet. What's your name, y'all?
And I am Sir Thelonious, but I ain't lonely though.
The loneliest. Ah,
Yeah,
that's clever.
thank you. Mm.
Anyway, so for this episode, I think that we should do a little bit of like social media shenanigan rebel rants, kind of combining it,
Yeah, we can do that.
and then move into the topic of the evening, which is going to be that love is possible.
Mm.
It's Black History Month. Valentine's Day is coming up, although many of us really shouldn't participate in Valentine's Day given the historical context with most Western traditions or whatever
Yeah,
the F, but we do it anyway because we're creatures of habit. So it's triggering nonetheless. And I think that we should talk about love and why it's important and why it's meaningful and relationships specifically. Like hetero and homosexual, whatever type of relationships you want
yeah,
to indulge in, but I'm specifically speaking from heterosexual black relationships because that's who I am. I really can't give advice to other
Hmm.
lifestyles because I don't participate in those lifestyles.
Yeah. Likewise, I mean, we are allies of the lifestyle, but we are not inside of that lifestyle
Yeah,
at all.
I can
So
only talk about from what I know, and and as y'all know, I only speak about from experience. I only talk about from what I know to be true through my own lived experiences. So we're gonna share our piece about relationships and how to manifest them and exist within them
indeed,
and all that jazz.
all that jazz. You said it again.
I know I said it on purpose that time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Anywho, so social media shenanigans slash rebel rants.
I like it.
I'm really annoyed with social media in the last 2 weeks, I'll say.
Sheesh. I'm annoyed with social media within the last fucking 2 hours.
Wait, 2 hours? What happened in the last 2 hours?
It's been a lot of bullshit about the whole Lauren London being pregnant thing,
Oh, yeah.
about the CNA working with the old white lady and she got spat on and all that shit. But then it's another video of her dancing with the white lady, recording her. Like, yeah, it's a lot of annoying shit.
What about the Gorilla Glue?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that shit been going on for like a week now.
That's what I'm saying.
And yeah, that makes
The
more
Gorilla Glue
sense.
thing, I think that the thing with social media that's irritating me right now, well,
Mhm.
and this has been irritating me since shit forever, like
Yeah.
a couple of years at this point.
hmm
I feel as if we have removed the power of intellect. I feel like we just make any fucking thing go viral. We just have like the dumbest shit happen and there's like it's like where's the substance?
Yeah, that's true. It's
Cause like
like,
I like social media. I enjoyed MySpace. I enjoyed, the little poetry chat rooms I used to be in. I liked
mhm,
AIM. I liked what, old school social media was, the actual idea of connecting with other people, like-minded people. I think that's dope.
yeah,
And we claim that that's what we care about, but yet like we see these dumbass like Homegirl, I'm sorry. I thought that she was a teenager. The gorilla, the lady who put the gorilla glue in her hair. I thought she
Mm.
was a teenager. It turns out this woman is 40 years old.
She 40?
Yeah, she's a grown ass woman.
Wow.
And now it's like this idea of like whether she should sue or not. And then some people are saying that it's like rumors that she said, like she never said she was gonna sue. She never got an attorney, and like
Yeah.
it's her mistake, and she's embarrassed and whatever. And my thing is just like with the CNA lady, why are you uploading this onto the internet?
Because at the end of the day, it's for content, and it is for like content and outreach, but that could be a manipulation at times because, yeah, like, are you bringing the PSA to tell people don't use Gorilla Glue in your hair, which I think a lot of people already know how to fucking do or not to do?
It's not, it's for attention.
Yeah.
Sis on Instagram said it right. It's for attention. Y'all niggas are bored, and we have decided that the social currency, what's important, is being seen on the internet. If you're not
Yeah.
seen on the internet, then you're not valid, you're not cool, you're not making money. I feel like even the entrepreneurship trend isn't really
Mhm.
because you want to help the world, it's because you want to go viral for getting the bag. And it's like, bruh, they're like, we're so far removed from like everyday humanity that it's
Yeah.
just like, so you really about to post a video of some old white bitty spitting on your ass 3 times in a row where she's clearly nervous that you about to do something for what? Like, do you even, you're at work? Like, do you have permission to post that?
Yeah.
Does her family know you posting that shit? Like, what you about to do with that? Gorilla Glue Shorty, what you about to like, what, so what? You, people are like, Gorilla Glue should sponsor her.
I
Sponsor
mean,
her for what?
they just made a statement too. I didn't look at the statement, but they just came out because they felt like they had to make a statement about everything that's going on, having to defend them as a company. It's like people know that you shouldn't put us in your fucking hair. So like you expect us to like pay you money or like give you more attention than you're already getting for yourself.
No,
It's like
I don't. I think it's stupid. No, I
yeah,
don't think that. And in her GoFundMe, did you see her
she has a
GoFundMe?
GoFundMe.
She has a GoFundMe, and she had over, the first time I saw it, it was at $11,000. The second time I saw it was at $14,000. Like, she
Yeah.
has money in her GoFundMe, and a part of me is like, okay, if it's for medical treatments, because she's definitely gonna have to get medical
Oh
treatments.
yeah, for sure.
Like, okay, maybe, but it's like,
Wow.
what are we, what, again, what are we actually doing? And I feel like that's a question that I'm asking myself in my personal life, but I'm also like challenging others around me as well as on social media,
Yeah.
like to have asked themselves that same question. Like, what the fuck are we doing right now? We're all still in the midst of a pandemic. Did y'all forget? We all still in COVID right now. Did y'all
Hmm.
forget? We
Hmm.
all still black going through whatever we're going through. Did y'all forget? And so the entertainment component of social media is like, it's getting out of hand. It's
Yeah.
really getting out of hand.
Yeah. And it's been there for a minute, but it just comes to a point in time where you got to realize if you keep giving energy to that shit, it's only going to keep fueling more and more and more. And it's like you cannot see this shit, no matter what algorithm you try to be a part of or what you try to like not have shown on your social media. You're going to come across it some type of way. Somebody sending it to you, or somebody's reposting it in their story on their feed. It's like you can't get away from the shit. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
But that's the part that I feel like why it's annoying for me, because I feel like us as humans, like the
Yeah,
consumers of it, we're not really like taking responsibility for the role that we can play to impact these things.
real
Because
talk.
it's like at the end of the day, like if it's some, like when you try to show me the video today of like the little kid getting
Yeah,
spanked, I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't like watching videos like that. I think it's stupid that a parent is essentially beating the, like literally beating their child. Like, I don't like videos of, why did you record yourself
yeah,
disciplining your child and then post it on the internet for everybody to then have commentary about whether this is abuse or not? For
yeah,
me, I don't give a fuck what you do in your house, but leave it to the privacy of your home. Why do you need to record a video of you embarrassing your child and then making it go viral? I think that's just like, it's like there has to be a line between what we allow ourselves to consume, as well as create some kind of social norms around like what should be acceptable for to be on the internet or not. Like, I think that video should be reported. I don't think
yeah.
that
You should be
anyone
flagged.
should post
Yeah,
videos or allow videos to be seen of children getting whoopings and beatings and all that. I think, or anybody, really,
Yeah.
anybody, but especially children who haven't consented to being, who aren't even of consenting age to like
Yeah.
really be on the internet like that anyway. Because it's like when that child in 10 years, when that child is able to actually understand what's going on, they're gonna
Yeah.
come across a video of their parents beating their ass on social media. Like, what the like,
Exactly. It's
yo?
like you're already a part of the fucking like history of social
Mm-mm.
media and shit. And that's and it's not that deep of why like I don't even like my child to be on social media. Like I have a 2-year-old son. And I don't even like pictures being posted of him when you can see his face, anything like that, because the same way I feel about how kids, like more so like little boys, like even when little boys get their ears pierced and shit,
Yeah,
I want them to have their own choice of like wanting to be on social media and actually understanding what it is before I'm exploiting my fucking children on social media. Like, yeah, my son is handsome as fuck. He looks like me. But I don't wanna, like, put them on social media, like, if I don't have to or feel like I have to be forced to because, "Oh, we don't see your son enough. Let me see
yeah.
your son. Let me like this picture. Let me save this picture, fucking creep. Let me, like, repost this picture." Like,
Yeah, I
why?
don't even think that people really understand what social media is. And I think that if people had a deeper understanding of what social media is,
Yeah.
then it would really change how they interact with social media. If you haven't, I empower you to take time to watch The Social Dilemma,
Oh,
the
indeed.
Netflix documentary.
Indeed.
Um I already had how I feel about it because I'm a quote unquote conspiracy theorist. So I already
Mm.
had my opinions about the internet and what Facebook and these different platforms are.
Yeah.
But once you understand the addiction behind these platforms,
Mhm.
then it makes sense why these dumbass people are just doing whatever the fuck
Yeah.
to go viral, because there's an addiction that is being satisfied by you getting all these views, by you getting all of these likes, and you
Likes,
getting these comments
followers.
and all of these followers. There's a rush that you get from that,
Yeah.
and that rush is unhealthy. And I feel like we're not taking the time to really understand what our, as a grown ass adults, we're not looking at what our connection to social media is.
Yeah.
And then we're damn sure not looking at how this is going to affect our children.
Yeah.
And as an educator, as a person who is involved in the youth, that shit pisses me the fuck off. Like, y'all not even really paying attention to how the kids are relating to the internet.
Yeah.
When I was working in high schools, I see these kids that are like talking a certain way, doing a certain thing, just because they're emulating what they see on social media.
Mhm.
So if you're allowing dumbass shit like putting gorilla glue in your hair to be something that you're entertained by, what are you actually showing that these kids is valuable? Because really, the thing should have been reading is fundamental. That's what the fuck
Yeah.
the thing should have been.
That's a fact.
And
That's a
it's
fact.
common sense. Why would you put gorilla glue adhesive in your hair? That doesn't make sense, black girl. That don't
Nah,
make no damn
it
sense.
don't. And for that to even be lame, like, did you go out to the store and buy it?
No, she said that she ran out of her normal hairspray,
Yeah.
and that's what she had in her house. It's a spray. It's like a gorilla glue spray. So that's what she had. Because also this goes down to a self-help, self image and beauty
Mhm. Yep.
conference within the black community as well. But we ain't gonna go that deep
Yeah,
into
that's a
it.
whole another
But that
episode.
has another part to do with it too.
Oh, indeed.
But we're not looking at how social media, like come on. And again, the white lady spitting on the black woman, that shit is like, look, first of all, that racist ass bitch needs to go die somewhere. She needs to go sit down and die. First of all, let's be real. You from the 1920s had slaves, and she
Mhm.
reminds you of the slave that didn't let you get away with the shit when you were 2 years old, and now you can do it because she works for you.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out
That's
of
that
here.
bullshit.
Man, I'm so over it, and I just feel like, again, we're not using social media in a productive way. I don't even think we know why we're using social media. I think we just do it. We just wake up and we just scroll and we just share shit and we just post shit,
Yeah.
like just because, like, that's
Just to keep like your grid looking good, just because
just
like
to
you
keep up
feel
with, you said
you
it,
have
keep up with the
yeah,
Joneses. You said
keeping
it
up with
the
the
other day.
Joneses. Yeah.
And it's like just another version of that. You just doing it just to do it. And it's like when I use social media, which I don't even like, I use it daily, but I'm connecting with my family. I'm connecting with other people of like minds. I'm touching base
Mhm.
with friends who I haven't talked to in mad years, or
Yeah.
whatever. And then I'm getting off of it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, I do have a plan for my social media, which is promoting topics like this, having these kind of conversations.
Mhm.
But other than that, it's like
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing for me. It's like I utilize my social media for what I need to, as far as like promoting my art, my music, my photography, and definitely is going to shift soon as well. Once I start doing more work back with the youth, as far as like my musical therapy programs and shit like that. But again, it's already relating to what it's about to shift into. So
right.
like I already know my purpose for my social media, and yeah, like
It's about intention. It's
yeah,
about using it with intention. And I think that the issue becomes that we're just mindlessly scrolling. And again, I feel like everybody needs to understand the technology that is behind, like, you know how to use social media, but
hmm
you don't understand how it was built. You don't understand the technology behind it.
yeah,
So you don't understand how it literally is addiction. It's addicting. And
yeah.
they designed it that way so that you continuously come back. Your attention is the currency at this point.
Oh, indeed.
Ads, advertising, all of that is because they get money off of your attention.
Yeah,
And what you give attention to is where you're spending your energy, aka your currency.
yeah.
You're not looking at, and then some people be like, "Oh, it's not that deep, Mufasa. It's not that deep." Okay, it ain't that deep to you, but it's deep to them white motherfuckers that's getting that money.
Of course.
It's deep to them.
Silicon Valley.
Them Silicon Valley niggas is getting their bread
Oh,
off of what
indeed.
you claim it ain't that deep.
Yeah, because you know how to utilize social media so well, but you don't even realize I was using you. And it's like
Exactly,
it has you trapped.
exactly,
It's making you a
exactly. It's a
fucking
business.
zombie.
These are
Yeah,
companies. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, all of them are companies. So
yeah,
y'all dumbasses that's like, oh well, I use this because it's crypto. I use this because no, they all
nah,
this.
they
If you
all,
have a phone
yeah,
connected to internet,
hmm
it's all the same shit going back to the same people.
yes, nothing you can do under the wraps once you're on the grid. You can't go beneath the grid if you're already on the grid. Because they find out even like the whole black dark web and shit like that. They still know what's going on.
And they
They
know when
still
you
know what's
decide
going
to
on,
access it. Like,
and they
come
know
on,
it's
this is
you.
not no like. And I think the point for me also is like, everybody, we so woke, we so enlightened, we so this, we so that, but we're not understanding the reality of the world that we're interacting with.
Yeah, indeed.
Like, niggas be so woke and they had their heads in the clouds, but then don't really want to pay attention to the actual matrix. And that's
Oh
the
shit, we
part
good.
that really is something that it's gonna continue to slow us down and really essentially put us backwards as far as evolution is concerned.
Yeah, that's facts. And you gotta again really realize what the fuck is going on and see what change you are preventing and what change that you're actually going to influence or be
Right.
a part of. Because a lot of us holding back change that can easily be shifted with you just waking the fuck up and seeing what's going on out here. So
And I think that it's like just accepting what is. I think
yeah,
acceptance is one of the greatest powers within the journey of enlightenment. It's acceptance. You have to just accept what is.
mhm,
And as soon as you accept what is, then you make room for what can come.
yeah,
Right. So like you can say, okay, if I know that this and this is how social media works, I know that this is what it's for. You can then decide within your own being how you're going to interact with it.
yep.
You can make choices around how your children are going to interact with it. Because one thing for this household, we ain't watching no more goddamn Baby Shark.
Oh nah, nah,
Fuck
nah.
Baby Shark. I'm so over Baby Shark. I ain't got time. And that little boy, 2 years old, is stuck in his head on repeat, and he don't even watch it over here.
Yeah, like to a point where it doesn't even have to be the actual characters. He has my son has blocks, building blocks that are the colors of like baby sharks, and he's saying baby shark from that. And it's like, bro, stop singing that. Don't say that.
But we don't know the technology behind how this shit is being programmed
Yeah,
into our minds.
indeed.
And so again, we're gonna jump into the rest of the topic because we were talking about this for 20 minutes, but I'm just saying we need to be aware of what we're doing when it comes to social media, and you need to be using it with intention.
Yeah,
Stop making dumbass shit go viral. You need to start blocking and actually being responsible for your timeline when you see videos that are totally inappropriate. Like,
yeah,
we have to be accountable and responsible for our like our grid, like the
yeah,
social media grid. Like, what you see, like, you have to be, you are the one that plays a part of it. They tell you what to put in front of you, but then you could be like, no, I don't want to see that,
yeah.
so
You
you
have
can
a
actually control
choice.
that.
You have a choice. And I'm definitely someone who used to like be a person who used to like live on WorldStar. Like
Sheesh,
that
I
was
was
like
never on a
my
World
that
Star.
was like my plug. Like sometimes like I felt like damn, this is like my little time of ignorance that I need. But it's like even shit like that, it's like it's traumatizing. Like the shit that you just like feed
It's
into.
extremely
Yeah,
traumatizing to
yeah,
see this white woman spitting on this black woman, knowing this is a replication of some slavery
yeah.
bullshit.
And then
How is that not triggering to everybody?
yeah,
And again, as black people, it's like, bruh, like, what do you really want to see? Because your social media, again, could be a reflection of what you want to manifest in your
yeah.
life.
That's true.
If you don't want to see white people doing racist ass bullshit, stop allowing it to be on your platforms. Flag it, block it. It's culturally inappropriate.
That's true.
Period.
That's true. It's not needed.
But
It's not
instead,
necessary.
we share it, put our little 2 cents in, and say, "Oh, this is da 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 da." Like you're just feeding into the negativity. Like you're not
Yeah,
rising above it and like finding your power to really shift that narrative.
that's true. And you got to take ownership of that. And again, like if you're one of those people who fuck with that ignorance or that type of shit and that like fuels your day, then so be it. But like fuck you for that too, because
Because
that's
niggas love
ignorant as
drama.
hell.
Niggas love a
Definitely,
dramatic ass story. And that's the other part about it.
definitely.
Social media, just like reality TV, is tapping
Yeah.
into the fact that y'all niggas love drama.
Somebody said it on the young lady's video about the gorilla glue. I'm
Mhm.
like, yo, it's like a soap opera trying to just see what's next now.
Exactly.
Every time she pops up on your fucking
Yep.
feed. But I digress. That's gonna pick
Anyway.
up on the mic so crazy.
Okay. My bad. So anyway,
hmm
shifting gears.
Hard left shift.
It's February.
It
How
is.
is your well, tomorrow's a new moon as well.
Mm-hmm.
How has your 2021 been progressing?
Ooh, it's been great. Uh, Especially coming off of like a beautiful, very very inspiring and influential January.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely was.
like January felt like 2 months, low key. Like that
We did a
one
lot
month,
of shit
yeah.
in January.
And because we started off like literally from December 31st going into January 1st,
Yeah.
doing something amazing. So like my January has been lit. My February is even more lit. Opportunities coming out of nowhere. That's all been manifest in its own
Yeah,
way, all deserving. Um, a lot of things going on with us that we can't talk about yet. A lot of things just been blossoming more
yeah,
and more and more. How
for
about
sure.
for you?
February, well, like I said, January was really dope. Like we did a lot
hmm
of dope shit.
Yeah,
I think I'm still coming off like just the energy that we put in. Like we
yeah.
really hit the ground running.
hmm
And I feel like well, January is when I cut my locks too. So
Was
I
that the end of January,
I think so.
or was that the beginning of February?
No, it wasn't Black History Month yet. I think it was February. I mean, I think it was January.
January. Okay. Okay.
So for me, I feel like I've been resting more this month and like really integrating and like taking time to transform. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm like inside of the cocoon, like transforming and like doing a lot of internal work
Yeah.
that then's gonna come out
It was January.
that then's gonna come out in March,
Yeah,
the new year.
for sure.
Like I feel like this is feeling what December normally should feel like.
Especially weather-wise for all the snow.
Facts.
Winter said, "Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some white shit in it."
We got some more.
Yeah, we got some more.
So yeah, so the year has been cool for me.
hmm
I'm my patience with humanity is shifting.
Talk about how.
I definitely am at a point where I'm just like, we've been talking about the same shit for years. If you don't get it by now, I really don't understand. Or if you're not young, like if you're young and you're like curious and you're learning, then okay, I have patience for that. But like if you're older, like still talking about the same thing, still doing the same shit, it's just kind of like, I need new inspiration. I
Yeah,
need new inspiration. So I think I'm like shifting to interacting with people who inspire me, who I can have like authentic conversations with, stuff
yeah,
like that. And I'm like not really I'm not really how do I say, like, riding the fence with people anymore. It's
Mm,
like either I feel this way or I don't. And if I feel that way, then I'm gonna rock with it. If I don't feel that way, I'm just not gonna deal with it. And that's
yeah.
okay.
That's how it always should be. You shouldn't always have to feel like you have to, again, feed into the narrative, especially narratives that have been repeated from time after time after time. And then these people who talk about it ain't doing shit to change it. They just keep feeding into the
I don't
same
like
narrative.
complainers. And I feel like I
Yeah.
was around a lot of complainers because I'm a listener.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, and that was same thing for me. I was around a lot of complacency because I'm a listener, and I'm someone who has that patience to
Yeah.
to help people with it. But you realize that they don't want help; they just want someone to listen.
And that's enough. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's that. So but I do feel as if our relationship is deepening.
Who you and I?
It go deep,
Hey,
deep,
say that.
deep,
Hey,
deep.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. Ow.
She taking it there.
Meow.
She took it there. It's
Um
up there.
so I think that given Valentine's Day is coming up,
Hmm.
it's Black History Month, I think it's important that we take time to talk to people about relationships from our perspective,
Yeah.
because I think our story is pretty dope. I feel like the feeling, the love that we have is very fucking unique compared to anything that I've been involved with.
Likewise.
So I think that it's important that as a heterosexual Black couple,
Hmm.
in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of COVID, whatever, that we take time to share with people just our version of what's possible.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily this is the same thing for everybody. I'm just saying if you're looking for something that looks like this,
It exists
it exists.
in trueness and full and in
And not just
fullness.
by how it looks on the gram. Like
Yeah, like it's
it's real.
real, real. Like, yeah, and you guys do get like glimpses of like what we show, and that's very authentic of us. Like
Yeah.
that's who we are. We dance, we laugh, we love on each other, we uplift one another, we help one another. Like we're like partners in a lot of different ways,
Yeah.
other just beyond like a romantic relationship. Like we are there for each other, and we show you what we choose to. But what we do show you is literally like somebody. It's like somebody pressed record on us, and we didn't know that we were being recorded because it's like literally how we are.
Yeah.
So it's just real.
And I think that okay, so like what do you feel like
Mhm.
was the greatest um let's just keep it simple. Like we'll
Okay.
start simple and then go deeper. Like
Okay.
what do you feel like is the biggest thing that you had to shift
Mhm.
coming into or even seeking me and like our relationship?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I would say,
What you about to say?
I would definitely say allowing myself to be more honest with who I am versus trying to allow myself to be in a place of I have to not like I have to be a certain way to like enter into a relationship, but also looking at who I am and knowing that I'm deserving of a healthy relationship, a better relationship, especially when I was in a space of bettering myself.
Right.
So I only wanted someone or in something to reflect that. And I just had to really realize and accept that I deserve this rather than like, I don't know if I should have this way, or I don't know if I'm ready. It's more so just like taking that leap on like necessary faith.
Right,
So
because that second guess that I don't
mhm.
know if I should, I'm not sure if that was sabotaging the shit at the beginning.
Oh, it definitely was. It definitely was.
Like
It
that was
was
sabotaging the relationship at the beginning where I was like,
yeah.
so what's up? I thought you
Hmm.
said you were this person, this person. Why is there like this hesitation? Like
Hmm.
this is kind of sabotaging the same thing that you said you wanted.
Yeah. True. And I was definitely kind of reverting back to a simpler self
Right.
that I really didn't fuck with because that was kind of that was kind of like impersonating my real identity, like kind of pulling me away from like who I knew I was and who I knew that I can continue to be versus kind of like falling or like going into a shell of like kind of being too careful. But when you experience love in this way, when you do look for love and seek like a healthy relationship, you can't be afraid. Like you have to be who you are and allow somebody to really fuck with who you are. Because if you're trying to impersonate someone else or like another version of self that you're fully not in, and allowing someone to wait on the potential of who you are versus just being the person that you are and seeing if there's work to be done, you have to be real with yourself. You got to be real with those around you, especially someone that you really want to be in a real relationship with. So I definitely had to realize that as a man, as a spiritual being, as as someone who also knows like how human I can be, but also just allowing myself to be able to deserve.
Cause you know what else? The funny thing is, black women, we see all that
Oh
bullshit.
yeah, yeah.
We
You
be
can't
like, "Yo,
you
you
can't hide
faking."
nothing.
Like
You can't hide nothing from a
you
black
can't hide
woman.
it from a black woman, especially a black woman that's like actually
Yeah,
like
about the shits.
about the shits. You can't hide. Like
Yeah,
you can't hide. And
yeah.
I think that's the thing that a lot of black women, black men that I came across,
Hmm.
that was one of the biggest things. It was like they refused to admit that they were in the position that they were in. They wanted to try and make me believe
Yeah.
they were a different version of themselves. And I'm sitting here saying, I know that you want to get there. I know that you want to work towards that particular
Hmm.
thing. But right now, you right here. And I'm cool with that. And
Yeah.
here's the tools that I know work to get you from here to there.
And
You
then,
can test and see if it works or not, but I know that it worked for me. And since
mhm,
we have the similarity, these connections, maybe they will work for you. And a lot of times when I said that, those men would run the fuck away.
yeah,
Or they would sit there and really like dig their feet in the ground and still try and be that whack ass version of self. And it's like, if you want to stay there, that's cool, but then don't turn around try and portray yourself to be something that you think I want
that's
when I
real.
know that you're not that thing because I see it and I'm calling it out.
Yeah, yeah,
That's annoying. That was a lot of
yeah,
reasons why I was like, I can't even deal. I can't even
yeah.
deal.
I don't blame you because you were single for a long
I
time
was single for 9 years.
before like she and I connected,
And I
and
had people that I was dealing with, people that I was trying to be with, people that I really was investing energy in. But it got to
mhm,
a point where it's just like, yo, like either. And so for me, what helped me to
yeah,
really
yeah,
manifest this relationship was that I made a decision a long time ago
hmm,
about the type of love that I wanted.
yeah,
I made a decision. This is the kind of love that I want, and I wrote it down. I know that Sierra has mentioned writing down her relationship list. I believe that other people have mentioned it as well, but it is a
hmm,
technique that I use as well. I wrote down everything that I wanted within my relationship,
hmm,
and I did not waver until I got that thing.
yeah,
There are times when I have tried to be with people, I even have moved in with people, and I have left maybe 2 3 months later because that shit was not what I thought it was.
yeah,
And I don't mind leaving because I'm not settling for nothing. I'm
hmm,
not that kind of person. If you know me in real time, I'm not settling for a goddamn thing. Not if it don't work for me, I'm leaving.
yeah,
Period. This is work. This is food. This is everything. If it
yeah,
don't close, this is hair. I don't have an issue with changing and shifting if it don't work for me.
that deal,
So I made a decision about the way that I wanted my love to feel, what I
hmm,
wanted it to look like, what I wanted it to help me with, that what I knew because I know myself so well,
yeah,
I knew what type of person I needed. And I wrote it all down
yeah,
to a T. The only thing that was different from my list from Sir Thelonious here is that he was bald when we met.
yeah,
And I said I wanted hair. But now he's growing his hair out. So there
yeah.
you go.
I mean, it still works the way it's supposed to. Cause the thing is, a brother used to have locks,
Exactly, right.
so it's not like I didn't come from hair.
Right. But yeah, so I have been very intentional about saying that I want a relationship.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, you really don't want a relationship.
Talk about it.
You
Talk
really
about
don't.
it. Talk
Because
about it.
honestly, if you wanted it, you would put in the effort to shift so that you can have it.
That's
You don't
real.
really want it.
That's real.
And that's okay. That's okay because I didn't want a relationship for a long time either.
Yeah.
I was out here having sex with whoever I wanted to have sex with. I
Hmm.
was traveling. I was living my best life. I wasn't giving a fuck about nobody. I didn't care because I
Hmm.
wasn't in the position. I hadn't done everything I wanted to do with my life yet.
Yeah.
So I knew I wanted this particular thing, but I wanted it and I valued it so much that I didn't necessarily try and force it until I was ready to even have it because I knew that I hadn't done the things that I needed to do for myself.
Yeah, yeah, and that's important because you definitely have to live life for yourself, live life on your own before you commit to something so serious. And not
Right.
saying that you can't do those things with your partner, but at the same time, you shouldn't feel as though you can't do that on your own as well. And like just know the benefit and like the really good feeling of being by yourself. 'Cause that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
I really, and so the also a barometer that I used as
Hmm.
well to know that you were different than other people.
Yeah.
I feel the same, if not better, with you than I do when I'm alone.
Wow.
So,
Why you want to say that on camera like that?
because it's real, that's what I knew was like. I
She
was like,
really trying
oh,
to make me cry.
I
I ain't
could
gonna lie.
be the person that I am when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I'm that person when I'm around you. And so, and around your child, like I don't even have to change around your
Oh
child.
yeah.
Like I don't have to
Facts.
shift who I
Facts.
am.
That's real.
And
That's real.
if anything, you bring out like more of my goofiness and more of my
Yeah.
silliness, like more of who I am has come out since we've been together.
That's love.
And because you have this ability just to create a safe space. I don't know if it don't work for everybody, obviously.
Damn. That's cold. That's cold.
Y'all bitches lost.
Damn. That's fucked up.
But it works for me. The type of space you create,
Yeah.
the type of love that you have works for me in the sense that you don't smother me, you just create
Yeah.
a protective like energy or whatever. So
Yeah.
again, that was something that I knew that I needed. That was on my list. So I feel like you have to be able to know what it is that you want,
Yeah.
as well as how do you know that this is the thing. Right?
Mm.
Like I know it's the thing because I know that I have not changed. I know that I've
That's a
only been
good
better.
point.
I've been in situations where I felt like I had to suppress some of myself
Yeah.
to make them comfortable. I've had people that I felt like I couldn't do my spiritual practices
Yeah.
around them. I
Yeah.
didn't want to put up my altar around them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to meditate around them. I've had people that I live with them and I felt like I had to go into the room and lock the door in order to meditate.
That's
What type
wild.
of shit is that?
How can you meditate in like a in a private space of feeling like you're trying to? Yeah, that's fucking weird.
It's weird. It's weird. And so
Meditate in confinement.
you exactly like I had
Yeah.
to create additional space in
Yeah.
order to do my spiritual
Yeah.
practices versus now if you see me about to like you like earlier today I was praying like taking my deep breaths and you
Yeah.
just waited
Hmm.
and then move then
Yeah.
move. A lot of people don't recognize that those type of things are what determines whether you should be with somebody or not.
Yeah.
Because that means they think about you. That means they are concerned about just making sure their energy isn't disrupting your flow
And
of
then
your life.
that's big for me. And that's one thing that I established with you from day one. Like I'm not here to like I always say to you, I'm not here to dim your light.
Right.
I'm only trying to like illuminate it even more. Um, especially like when it's times when we have our individual times. Because again, like in a relationship, you're not supposed to be always underneath the person that you're with because that could be smothering. Now, that works for some people, and that sometimes taps into other issues that they may have on
Exactly.
their own.
Right.
But you should not be with someone just because you want them to smother you, because you want them to spoil you all the time. It has to be a separation of that.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not 100% comfortable by yourself, in
Yeah,
yourself, you're not 100% empowered, you're not where you want to be, you haven't done the things you want to do, I don't
yeah,
think that you should be in a relationship.
yeah.
I actually don't even think that we should be talking about relationships, especially monogamous relationships,
Yeah,
as early as we do. I had a
that's real.
boyfriend at 15, had
Hmm.
talking about you, my boyfriend, you, my girlfriend, when I'm like in fifth grade,
That's
you
hell.
know?
That's hella
That's
commitment.
crazy. Kissing each other when you know, whatever. And like,
Yeah.
so we, especially within, this is a deeper issue as far as sexualizing black girls and
Mhm.
also young black males feeling as if they have to be this certain type of way in order to be validated as a black man.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
deeper issue within our community. But like, we don't even really need to be engaging in relationships as early as we do, in my opinion.
That's real.
Because then by the time you turn 30, you over here burnt out essentially. You don't even have the energy to give
Yeah.
nobody by that point. You because you
Yeah.
done been through so much hurtful shit, you don't really know how to heal from it. And now you're kind of like, well, if it comes around, it comes around. But
Yeah.
if not, then okay, whatever. Like you just have this blase blah like attitude towards
Yeah.
relationships when that's really not how it should be.
No, not at all. And that was almost my story because I've done so much and been in so many relationships, like even younger than 15. Like I even lose my virginity at like 13. Like
You lost your virginity at 13.
at
Oh, yeah, you did tell me
13,
that. 13,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like
That's
so
crazy.
I've been through a lot of shit like in regards to like
And how
sexually.
old was the person you lost your virginity to?
I can't disclose
Yes, you can.
that.
How old was the person?
She was older. She was way older.
How old was
She was
she?
definitely past her teens. But
How old was she? This is the Authentic Hippie podcast. You were
sheesh.
13, and how old was the woman?
She was like 22. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
literally rape.
Yeah.
Oh baby,
It's okay. It didn't break me. But yeah, so I've been through a lot. Like early on, like
oh my
relationships and all that stuff.
God. You
So
see Antoine Fisher?
I've definitely seen Tom Fisher.
Was that triggering for you?
Derek Luke is from Newark.
Is he really? Oh
He's
my
from Newark.
God,
Yeah.
was that?
Shout out Derek Luke. Um,
See,
it
but
wasn't my
that's.
story because that was a family member. Because that was like his aunt.
I thought it was his babysitter or some
That was his
shit.
aunt.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh well, that was his foster aunt. Wasn't he like in a
I
foster
don't
home?
think that was his actual
No,
family
that was like no,
member.
it wasn't. That was he was adopted, and then it was her the lady who adopted him's daughter. So yeah, that was like his aunt. I'm pretty
Shin, I
sure.
know it's a lot. This is a lot. Okay, but this is what we be. This is why
Yeah,
we
yeah,
do what we
yeah, yeah.
does.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But the point, but it goes to back to the point in which I was saying
Yeah,
that we often are engaged with these things way too soon,
yeah, yeah, for
way,
sure,
way, way too
for sure.
soon, without any proper like understanding of what any of it is. Like
Yeah.
we don't even fully, I don't think I had a full, and I still don't think I have a full understanding of my body and myself
Yeah,
and you know what turns me on and what doesn't, because that shit changes all the fucking time,
yeah,
you know. But if you haven't taken time to really explore yourself, what are you talking about being in a relationship with somebody for? You're just lonely.
yeah. That makes no sense. And again, like feel that shit. Like it's
Right,
okay to
right,
be lonely.
right.
Battle with that. Love on that. Cherish that. Like
I'm not
just
lonely.
yeah, like work
I'm
within
alone.
yourself. It's okay to be lonely because you learn so many things about yourself that either you're gonna build on or you need to break away from.
Right.
And it's selfish as fuck of you to put that on somebody else who doesn't really know what they're walking into.
Exactly. And that's the other part for me that has happened with me is that a lot of especially once I like was in the conscious quote unquote community in
Oh
New
yeah,
York,
that shit.
like a lot of
Mhm.
men were portraying themselves to be a certain way, peace queen, empress this, blah blah blah, like whatever the
Bro,
fuck.
what you go through?
And
Yeah.
then when it comes to, because me, I don't really, I will nigga this and nigga you that to the day. I don't care.
Yeah, that ain't
I'm black. All right.
yeah,
I'm all of that, but then I'm black. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm a hotepper. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I'm also like, I'm just fucking black.
You're a realist.
Yeah, I'm a
You're a
realist.
realist.
I'm an optimist, but I'm a realist.
Yeah.
And my thing is, it's once you know, you might be attractive, smelling good with your frankincense and all that shit. And I
Mhm.
give you the opportunity to come, you know, come through.
Mhm.
Come through and chill,
She had a lot of songs on her heart today.
chill, chill.
Mm.
And then they come through. And when it comes time to actually like
Fess up.
pull off the mask, take
Fess
off
up.
the mask,
Fess up.
let
Mhm.
me see who you actually are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Niggas is now a whole different version of self. And it might take 2 weeks, it might take a month, it may take 5 years. But
Hmm.
all of a sudden you got a different version. It's like,
Yeah,
but
that's
why
real.
though? Because you could have
Yeah.
just saved a bunch of time by just being authentic, by just being
Yeah.
real. Because it's not fair to me to have to put up with your shit and then also have to deal with how your shit is affecting me.
Indeed. Because
That ain't fair.
9 times out of 10, if you're being authentically who you are, people are gonna fuck with that version of you more than whatever you're trying to portray. Cause
I would respect somebody because even if like even with you
yeah.
from the beginning,
Hmm.
I was like, listen, let me know just what the bullshit is,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then let me decide if that's what I want to deal with.
Of course. Of course.
And this was going back to what you were saying as far as like feeling as if you could be the true version of yourself. Like I feel like there's a vulnerability that
Oh,
you had to
indeed.
work through. And I think that
Indeed.
all black men have to
Yeah.
work through vulnerability. And
Indeed.
black women, we have to work to be able to create that space where vulnerability is allowed.
Yeah.
So with that though, I feel like it's important that within that initial building, talking phase, whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
that you're being as real as possible so that that person does not get affected by what you are or are not presenting.
That's real.
Right? Because like one thing I said to you before from the beginning when we was having our
Hmm.
turbulence was
Hmm.
like, you're not going to fuck with my mental health
Yeah, indeed.
because I worked very hard to get to a place where
Hmm.
I'm not suicidal, where I can get out of bed, where
Yeah.
I feed myself, where I need to eat. I worked very hard to, not have panic attacks
Yeah.
and whatever. Everybody comes with a whole story that years of shit that you have no idea
Yeah.
what's going on.
That's
So
real.
it's very selfish for you to go into a situation, even on the first date, the first
Hmm.
phone call, the first text, the first conversation,
Yeah.
out of respect, you should not be on some bullshit. You should be presenting your authentic self out of respect because that other person is a human
Yeah.
and you have no idea what they have endured.
Yeah. Especially if you're about to like learn that person, like you should always tackle things with just kind of knowing like what not to say, what to say, what respect to have, like just being fully transparent. And that's respect for you as well. Because
Exactly.
why would you want to put a fake version out of yourself that is later going to be revealed? And then again, you're being selfish to a point where you're allowing somebody to go through that bullshit
Right.
with you.
Right.
And now sometimes they feel stuck because it's like, well, we've been together for 8 years now. We got 3 kids now, so I can't leave. Yes, the fuck you can.
Man, listen, that was why
Yes, the fuck you can.
kids was a no go for me. Cause
Yeah,
I was like, hell nah,
yeah,
hell nah.
yeah,
What we not about to do is be using kids as a reason why we endured each other's bullshit. We ain't about to do that.
yeah. I know that too well. Know that well too well.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Communication is big.
Indeed.
I think the best way to communicate is again is by being real. Because to me, talking is easy because I'm real. I don't
Yeah,
gotta. It's like it's easy for me because I ain't lying. I ain't got no reason to lie. I ain't bullshitting. If I
yeah,
say something wrong, I don't mind apologizing. I might take a step back and be like,
yeah. To analyze like why I was.
I mean, no, I meant this, this, and that. But I do. I'm
Mhm.
sorry that it affected you in that way. But no, like that's not what my intention was.
Yeah,
Or whatever. But I have such a authenticity is one of my core values as a human.
yeah,
Period. And so because I hold that value so dear, it's not hard for me to have relationships. Well, to communicate with anybody. Because I
yeah.
just speak from my heart. I speak what's real, and
Hmm.
that's just what it is. This is same thing with white folks at work. The same thing with my relationship at home. Same
Yeah.
thing with the 2-year-old. With I don't care who you are. I speak
Hmm.
very real. I don't really change my tone of voice unless I'm being funny and I'm fluctuating or whatever. But
Yeah,
the key to relationships, even if not just intimate relationships, but this is any relationship, human relating,
yeah,
period, on every level, with the person at the grocery store, with the person, your mailman, everybody. Just
yeah.
be real.
The person at the chicken shack.
For real. Just be real.
Just be
Like just
real.
be real. And I don't understand, don't lie. There's one of the four agreements. One of the four agreements is to have impeccable speech.
Yeah,
And having impeccable speech really helps you through the enlightenment journey, through the journey of life. Have impeccable, mean what you say what you mean.
Yeah, yeah.
And even if it's hard, even if it's nerve, like there's some conversations that we have had
Hmm.
that have been very hard,
Oh, indeed.
but we had them shit. Some of the conversations we had are very awkward.
Very
I
true.
had one time I was like, we were walking, I asked like, so like when you poop, right? Like
Oh yeah, this shit. Literally.
I was like, is it like hard or is it soft? Like how? Because I have intestinal issues. Sometimes my poops be
Yeah,
weird.
and my bowel movements are so regular, like a little bit too regular. So I was trying to,
I'm
yeah,
just saying that you should be able to have
yeah.
any
Oh,
kind of conversation with anybody, because
yeah,
it's just human. It's
yeah,
just human. It depends on what I eat. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
whew, I don't know. I mean, ugh.
That's
Anyway,
funny.
what are the other three? To be honest, I don't remember off the top of
Yeah, I
my
don't
head.
remember. Yeah.
Impeccable Speech is my favorite one.
Mm.
I don't remember it, but the book is called The Four Agreements.
Yeah, read it,
It's
sis.
one of the books that I would recommend everyone read.
Should we rec-
Way before The
Should
Alchemist.
we recommend a book every episode?
Sure.
That'd be fire.
I would recommend put down The Alchemist and pick up The Four Agreements.
Mm.
It's much easier. Just simplify it. I
Yeah,
like simple shit when it comes to enlightenment and learning and all that. I like very simple things that I can just apply
yeah.
and go and things that make sense. The impeccable speech thing, communication is the
Mm.
number one key. The reason why we have such an issue with the Matrix and all this other shit because we know that motherfuckers is lying.
Oh, for sure.
We
We know
know
we
they
being lied
lying.
to. We know we being lied to. But a lot of people
Impeccable
don't
speech is
know.
something a white person would say.
That's
Your
funny.
speech is impeccable.
That's real shit.
You speak impeccably well for a Negro.
Yeah, Matthew would definitely say that.
No, Peter would say that.
Yeah, Peter, Joshua.
Joshua.
But yeah, also one important thing when it comes to being truthful
Mm-hmm.
is knowing that you don't always have to be a part of the conversation. Meaning, if you see people talking about some shit that you don't really know about, it's okay to learn. You don't have to like fake the funk and be like, oh yeah, that's true because such and such. And when I was doing this, like people can also always spot somebody faking the funk. Just because they don't address it at that moment, don't mean that they're not looking at you like out the side of their eye
I know
when
a lot
you're
of people do
around
that
them.
because I just feel like again you got a mask on, so
Yeah.
like you're trying to be the intellectual. A lot of niggas use
Hmm.
intellectualism as an ego trip,
Yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't be. I'm like that kind of shit is like, all right, bro,
Yeah.
like do what you got to do to make yourself feel good at night,
Yeah.
but whatever.
It's
Because
whack.
it's also like you don't have to say something that you don't understand, but also you can like you say this all the time. You can also just admit when you don't know something. And I feel like
Yeah.
within a relationship, that's super helpful because it's like, yo, I don't know what you need in this moment. What do you need? I want
Yeah.
to be able to help you. What do you
That's
need?
so important. And that's something that I just learned being around women, period. Like I was
Right.
raised around women. So I know that just like you're not gonna as a man, we're not gonna always know what a woman needs. But if we're not asking and if we're spending so much time assuming that we do know what they need,
That's so
it's gonna be
annoying.
annoying and frustrating.
It's so
It's gonna be
annoying.
annoying
You
and
could save
frustrating.
so much time by just asking a woman
Yeah.
what she wants. And if she doesn't know, then you can just present maybe an option or two and she'll
Yeah.
figure it out. But don't sit there and act like she's not aware and
Hmm.
capable of articulating what it is that she
And
wants.
that's the bullshit.
And if
That's the
you want to be
bullshit.
my man, you help provide me the things that I know I need so that I can stay fly.
And I do that. That's why I'm her man. You feel me? You feel me? Oh shit, that was perfect. That's an insider. That's why. That's a,
All right, so we got like
what we
5 minutes. Well, sis Shane, you got any like a random question for us that was like on the topic? She was here the whole time.
Yeah,
Shout out
man.
to sis.
Yeah, please,
Shane
sis.
underscore C99.
Yeah, please follow
Go
her.
follow her because she's litty. She stayed with us this whole time.
Yeah,
Gave us hello hearts and shit. We appreciate you.
go give her some GoFundMe
Melanin
money.
popping. But do you have any? We got 5 more minutes. Do you have a random question that pertains to really anything? To be
Yeah, it
honest,
could
we're
be
pretty well
anything.
versed in anything. It doesn't matter.
Reverse and open.
Do we have anything going on?
Not at this moment that I mean, it's always a lot of things brewing, But we got some announcements coming up maybe for the month of March. I mean, I'm doing a virtual show for this company in Australia, which is going to be really dope. Um,
You hear this dude? People in Australia hit him up, and he just
I mean, and you got on me about this last week. Like, I don't know if it's me being too humble, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited as fuck. But if you do know me in real time, like, I'm silly, but I'm hella laid back and chill. So sometimes you won't see the full excitement until I'm actually like doing it or it's a wrap. But yeah. So I'm gonna be spinning for this company in Australia. Then I'm also gonna be performing my raps, poetry, some story time shit. It's gonna be
mhm.
really dope. Um, I think that's all I have going on for February. And then again, we got some up and coming shit going on for sure in March.
Yeah, we're always doing random shit. I will
Always,
say for
always.
me, as
Oh,
many of you
Jesus.
know, I am an educator. I love my specialty is writing programs and curriculums that are centered around holistic wellness.
Indeed.
My biggest mission right now is bringing humanity back into the education system.
Hmm.
In case people don't have, school age children,
Hmm.
I think it's very important that you are continuously reminded that the majority of educators are white and majority of the school age student population in America is black or brown.
Yeah,
So
it's not a
if
balance.
and in case you didn't know,
Sheesh.
white people are racist.
Oh
And
yeah.
they actually already have thoughts and feelings about your little black babies.
Indeed.
And they already feel like your black babies are dumb and incapable of existing
Yeah.
according to their own terms. So a lot of the work that I do is around writing programs and curriculums that help provide black, Hispanic, I don't like the word minority, majority
Yeah,
students in
majority.
and they are the majority
We've
now.
been a
It's
majority
in
for a
but
while.
we're definitely the majority.
Yeah.
50 over 55% of black of students in America are
Yeah.
non-white.
Real.
So my work is around writing programs and curriculums that help
Mhm.
non-white students succeed in the system that they are a part of. So if you are an educator, if you are a parent, if you are anyone who is just trying to figure out what they need,
Yeah.
I am an education consultant. You can hire me. You can hit me up. We can talk
Mhm.
because I really this is what I do, and I've been doing it for 13 plus years.
Indeed.
But for some reason, I never really intertwined it with my creative work. It was something I just did professionally.
Yeah.
But now, with social media and really seeing how far gone people are,
Mhm.
it's like people really are not looking at the reality. Again, I'm a realist, so I look at the reality of things, and the
Yeah.
reality is that our young people are not prepared to succeed in this world.
Yeah.
Non-white students are not prepared.
Mhm.
They're behind in technology, they're behind in literacy, they're behind in mathematics, they're
Yeah.
behind in life skills, they're behind in just a general sense of feeling like they can accomplish anything. They don't even have the self empowerment,
Yeah.
the life skills. They don't have any of that. So my work has been around writing programs and curriculum specifically for nonprofits to help shift that.
Mhm.
But now I am getting ready to finish my master's degree in education, so I'm like really um, making sure I'm doing my due diligence to
Yeah.
help shift and provide our young people with the things that they need.
Indeed.
And if we don't exactly, sis, reform like now, and the reform is yes, you can do the work as far as going to your board of ed and going to shift policies and all
Yeah.
that shit. But the reform also is someone like me who's just on the ground doing the work. And I've been on the ground doing the work for 13
For
years.
years.
And I'm to the point now where it's like, listen, the issue has gotten bigger in my 13 years because people are not really taking responsibility for their job as a parent.
Yeah.
You're not taking account, you're not making the teachers be held accountable. You're not making these white teachers responsible for when they tell your kids they're stupid and they won't succeed in college,
Yeah. Fucking
right?
crazy.
And so I have students who come and tell me those things, and then when I ask, well, have you told your mom, they're like, well, no, because she's too busy, or no, because I don't even know where my dad is. So we have to be intentional about the environment that we're creating for our non-white young people.
Oh, indeed. Always. Because again, they matter, and they need to be educated as well. Like, we can't leave our kids behind in no type of way or fashion. We can't.
And if you don't do anything, what you're doing is subjecting them to whiteness and white
Yeah,
supremacy
yeah,
and social media, and
yeah,
they're going to go out and seek this information in unhealthy ways,
yeah.
which probably is the same shit you did.
Mm,
All right, because that's what I did. I went out and I started. I mean, I was smart enough to get it from healthy people,
yeah,
but some people don't have the means. And like, I went to college, so not everybody has the ability to go to college. Some people, go to gangs, they go to
hmm,
whatever they go to, because kids, no matter what, they are going to find what they need.
yeah.
If it's in an unhealthy way, then their mind gets indoctrinated into that thing.
Oh,
So if
indeed.
we claim we want to actually make an impact and help our community, how are we going to do that if we keep letting our our non-white students be subjected to the education system as it stands, which we know has not worked?
Even when we were kids, it still hasn't worked. It's still not working.
It's useless. And I'm in a graduate education program, and we say every week it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Standardized tests are useless. Assessments don't work. These are conversations that educators have.
Hmm.
And my thing is now, why is it not translating into the everyday community? The
Yeah.
same way that y'all can sit here and have viral posts about a chick putting gorilla glue in her head, you should be having the same consciousness about why the teacher told your child they were stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I would think that's a little bit more important, if you ask me.
It is. It absolutely is. And so, anyway, the point is, if all of that resonates with you and you want to connect further with me on that, that is something that I will talk to any and everybody about who is actually about doing something.
Yeah.
I'm working on a nonprofit. So, like, if you really are wanting to take it a little bit further, if you need help on how to talk to teachers,
Yeah.
who you should hit up for certain solutions or whatever, like, that's the work that I do. Education is super super important to me, and
Mhm.
as administrations are changing, as policies are changing, like, this is the time that people need to really grab the reins and take control over how their children are being educated. It's really really important.
Oh, indeed. Stop sitting on your ass and keep letting shit happen when you can actually be the change that can shift everything.
Right.
Be a part of something.
Your voice matters. Just
Yeah.
I hate the blank blank matters. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
I
It's like,
know.
it's
But
fucking
but
irritating.
but you know what? It's been a thing that we've been saying, but since it's been the narrative of like
Yeah,
Black Lives
it's just
Matters and all
whatever.
that
It's
stuff, like
stupid.
it's just been, yeah.
Anyway,
Anywho.
so yeah, if you want to connect with me, my email is mufasabastet@gmail.com.
Hmm.
Hit me up, Instagram, Empress Mufasa Bastet. I just joined Clubhouse. I'm going to be doing like rooms on Clubhouse centered around education, these kind of topics about practical things that we could do.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. And I am Sir Thelonious. If you want to email me, it's just sirthelonious@gmail.com. Again, I am an artist, rapper, MC, producer, DJ, photographer. If you need any of those services from me, please let me know. You can definitely hit me up on social media, Instagram, Sir Thelonious, on Facebook, Selah Ross. And yeah, find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal.
Look up his song CNN.
Oh yeah, yeah. That kind of always circles back to what we end up talking about, especially with change and
Yep.
how things stay the same when they don't
Can
have
you
to.
insert it at the end of this episode?
Can I do what?
Can you insert it at the end of this episode?
I think I can. I think I can.
Word.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Feel me?
Yep. All right, that's all I got. So everybody stay woke about these streets.
Hmm.
Do your part. Go ahead and block dumbass shit that don't need to be seen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stop spreading negativity. Shift your algorithm so that you see the things you want to see,
Indeed.
and be the change you want to see in the world.
Say that. It's as simple as that. We out of here.
I love you.
Say that. Peace and light always.
Peace.